Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you about how to shine in the midst of haters. You know, there are so many people, especially in 2023, who are pathologically miserable. They can't stomach seeing somebody doing well, they can't stomach seeing somebody happy and living their life full throttle. They have to try to poison people with their jealousy, with their envy, with their misery, and it's really sad when you think about it. You know, I have had friends, so-called friends, who have tried to deny me attention, praise, validation, just compliments, because they thought that I was getting so much attention, so they wanted to try to be the difference and try to ignore me. And it's this willful ignorance, this intentional, planned ignorance that really shows exactly how wounded their ego is. They have and operate from a very, very wounded ego, and you can't let that put a damper on your shine. Because a lot of times, people they'll try to put you down and they'll try to make you feel insignificant. They'll intentionally not reply back to your text in a timely fashion. They'll intentionally not comment on the posts that you post on Facebook. They'll try to deny you attention, all because they're jealous. And the funny thing is, on one hand, they admire you, they they like your style, and in some cases they try to mimic your style. And then in other cases, they don't want you to exist. They don't want you to exist because you take the attention away from them. You make them feel insignificant. You trigger some insecurity within them. And so they don't want you to exist. And did I mention these are so called friends? You know? And there's a scripture in the Bible that speaks to this in Proverbs. It says that there exist people who want to break one another to pieces. So called friends that want to break one another to pieces. And you have to be very, very careful about who you are letting into your circle, because a lot of friends, they try to mask their contempt behind a veil of humor. They try to act as though, oh, I was just joking. You're so sensitive. No, they know what's behind that. Behind that, they're malicious, they're jealous, and they're angry and vindictive. And instead of coming out right with it and being direct about it, they engage in these passive aggressive techniques and tactics that try to undermine your intuition, trying to make you feel as though you're the crazy one. They try to gaslight your suspicions, but you know what it is. Deep down inside your intuition, their energy just don't seem right. And that's why I'm encouraging everybody out there. It's 2023, begin to do a clearing. Everybody in your life who does not celebrate you genuinely, who does not praise you, uplift you, want your betterment sincerely, and not some performative gesture like, yes, yes, go ahead, mess it up, do it. No, 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 no. None of those performative hijinks. I'm talking about genuine, how they show up and invest in you in a real way. That's important. Because everybody's so good at the rhetoric, they're so good at this choreography of support. But it's not genuine, it's not heartfelt, you know? And we're getting too old. We're getting too old to be dealing with performative acts of kindness. We're getting too old to be dealing with people that just want to try and poison our shine. Any place where you feel like you, for one, can't take your God with you, any place where you can't take your full self with you, is a place you should not be. That's what I've learned. I've learned that with some people, you always have to dim your light in order to make them feel comfortable. And that's doing you a disservice. You're not growing because you're so busy living in the box of their perception. You're hoping not to make them feel, oh, I don't want them to think that I think that I'm about it I don't want them to think that I'm conceited, or I think that it's all about me. No, you need to celebrate yourself, especially in this day and age. You need to spread your wings and be able to just celebrate your freedom, your knowledge, your gifts, your talents. You know, you need the space to really be able to share those and be respected and loved for that. Nowadays, people don't really celebrate you like they once did. Everybody is so selfish, they're into themselves, self-absorbed, and you have to really these days find a way to put yourself in the conversation because no one's going to ask about you. No one's going to say, "How are you doing? How are you feeling today? What are your needs?" They're not going to do that anymore. So you have to find a way to inject yourself into the conversation and never forget yourself because people will forget you. They will forget you or at least pretend to forget you. Like a lot of my so-called friends in the past, I knew that they saw my text messages. I knew that they saw my posts, but they never reacted. They never responded. They never engaged my posts because they felt that by engaging my posts, it would somehow take something away from them. Once again, you're dealing with people who have very wounded egos. This generation has not low self-esteem, they have no self-esteem. And so when you deal with people who lack self-worth, they don't want to praise or celebrate anyone because they feel erroneously that it takes away from them. And so this is our generation. Sadly, this is our generation where people always feel that showing up for other people, being present for someone else, congratulating someone else's success somehow diminishes them. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous because there is so much shine in the world and so many opportunities for people to shine if they stay in their lane and live out their light and their truth. But people, once again, they're so busy trying to be everybody else instead of themselves, and that's why they're not being loved. I think of, I guess, celebrating myself and celebrating each other. I see it as the sky. The sky has millions and billions of stars. We all can exist and be celebrated and shine just as brilliantly together. Why can't we shine together? Why we can't shine together? We can't shine together because people are too busy trying to rain on your parade. They're too busy trying to put a damper on you. They're too busy afraid that they won't be seen. If they celebrate you, then they'll be ignored. If you are a presence and you have a big personality and you take up space in this world, you are demonized, vilified, shamed, criticized, and looked down upon. People accuse you of thinking you're all that. No. For one, you're all that. That's one. Guilty. I'm all that. But better question is, why don't you feel like you're all that too? Why don't you think that you are something worthy of being celebrated? And why do you look down on me when I actually do feel like I'm worthy of being celebrated? That's the better question. So my thing is this, there's a lot of hateration out there. You have to inoculate yourself against the haters. You have to inoculate yourself against the hateration. And how to do that? Every day, affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. Look in your mirror. Praise and validate and celebrate yourself. Right? Because when you do that, you are getting used to love. You are acclimating yourself to being loved. And it's going to come a point where you cannot be around people who are giving you any less than love. If you're not giving me love or more, I can't be around you. My spirit will instantly reject you because I put in the work of doing my affirmations daily. So now I'm used to love. That's all I'm used to. I have embraced a diet of self-love and self-esteem. So when you come to me and come to my table trying to serve me jealousy, trying to serve me envy, no, that hurts my belly. That makes me sick. That makes my spirit sick. And I reject you instantly. And that's what you got to do. Love yourself first and reject anybody that don't share that love or exceed or match that love. If you can't match or exceed what I'm bringing to the table, well, then you will not eat at my table. It's just that simple. So that's one. Only associate yourself with people, and this is what I've learned, people that have a healthy respect for God, living things, and people that actually celebrate you in a real way. Do your friends show up for you? Do your friends celebrate you? Do your friends respect you and listen to you? Are they there in all seasons, not just in the good seasons, but also the bad seasons? Are they there? If they're not, that's fine. You love them from a distance, but you also make sure you leave room for the people in your life who are going to love on you in all seasons. So that's important, because we are getting too grown to be dealing with hateration. We can't do it. We shouldn't do it. And so I hope this video was helpful. Definitely like, subscribe, share. I'm interested in your experience. How do you deal with haters? How do you deal with people that try and dim your light? Share. So once again, happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful 2023. Peace, y'all.